This video is about solving quadratic equations, specifically using the method of factoring. Solving quadratic equations, mostly, if we can, we would like to factor. So if you don't feel like you're strong in your factoring, I will link 2 videos at the end of this where you can get some practice using factoring and maybe just a refreshing of your memory. When we talk about quadratic equations, for the most part, we want these to be set equal to 0. And the reason we want that to be set equal to 0 is because we have what's called the zero product property. And it says if you multiply 2 things, or 3 things actually, equal to 0, then one of those factors has to be 0. So when we solve by factoring, we first want to be able to set our quadratic equal to 0, and then we want to set each factor equal to 0. So for our first example here, we notice that we have a coefficient of 1 and that it's a trinomial. And so we want 2 numbers that multiply to -12. And I like to make a little list. It's either 1 times -12 or -12 times 1, 2 times -6 or -2 times 6, and 3 times -4 or 4 times -3. Want to find 2 things in that list that will add to -1, and you may notice that those 2 numbers are 3 and -4. So again, because this quadratic has a coefficient of 1, we're just going to put plus 3 and x minus 4 equal to 0. A common mistake is to leave that equal to 0 out. Let me explain why we can't do that. So because we're using the zero product rule, if you leave that equal 0 out, your next step doesn't really make any sense. So when we say these 2 things multiplied together equal 0, then one of these factors, x plus 3 or x minus 4, has to equal 0, and then we solve these linear equations. So I'm going to subtract 3 and add 4 and get 2 answers. For our next example, you may notice 2 different things. First, the coefficient of our squared term is not equal to 1, and it's not set equal to 0. So we need to first set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 4x and add 30, and we're going to get 6x squared. If I subtract 4x, I will get 15 minus 4, or 11x. And then subtract 30. Now factoring this one is a little bit different. You can watch those videos. There's 3 different ways that we can factor this. As always, when factoring, we want to look for a greatest common factor, but I noticed that 11 is prime, so it's not going to have a common factor. But similar to what we did on the previous example, I would like to list my factors of 6 times -30. So in this case, we could have done the same thing above, but it was 1 times -12. So the first times the last, we get -180. So I'm not going to worry about the sign too much. I'm going to list factors of 180. So 1 times 180, 2 times 90, 3 times 60, 5 times 36, 9 times 20, and then I think the next one is 15 times 12, and then they're going to start repeating. So I'm looking for 2 numbers in that list that will add to 11. So remember that because we're multiplying to a negative value here, one of those has to be negative. And I think you can see that with 9 and 20, if you have a -9 and a +20, you'll get that 11. So we're going to use those two numbers, and we're going to separate this. We're going to write it as 6x squared minus 9x plus 20x minus 30 equals 0. So all we've done is rewrite that 11 as minus 9x plus 20x. And then we're going to factor by grouping. So I look at these first two and say, what's common to 6x squared and 9x? And hopefully you see that that is 3x, leaving 2x minus 3. And then we're going to factor what we can out of these second two terms. And 20 and negative 30 have a factor of 10, leaving 2x minus 3. Of course, we're still equal to 0. So hopefully you, again, notice that this 2x minus 3 is common to both parts. So we're going to factor that out as a binomial. And we'll be left with 3x plus 10 equals 0. And you can multiply this out to check. But we're at the point now where we want to use the zero product rule. Either 2x minus 3 is 0, or 3x minus 10 is 0. Adding 3, we get 2x equals 3, and then dividing by 2, we get x is 3/2. And similarly over here, if we add 10 and divide by 3, we get 10/3. So again, we got two answers here using the zero product rule. For our third example, we want to factor, and notice that this one is not a trinomial. This is just a binomial. But like always, we want to look for a greatest common factor first. And I noticed that we have a factor of x. That's going to leave me 4x minus 1. So this is like a 1 times an x. So remember, when you pull that x out, we still have that 1. And using the zero product rule, we set each factor equal to 0. And we get x equals 0 and x equals 1/4. Now it's, again, we got two answers here. It's really, really important that we do not divide by x or anything that could be 0. Since we don't know that x is not 0, if we divide by that, watch what happens. So had I taken my 4x squared minus x and divided everything by x, I would have gotten 4x minus 1 equals 0. And a final answer of x equals 1/4. But notice that we missed out on x equaling 0. So you never want to divide by anything that could possibly be 0. So keep that in mind.